Hey guys, this is my new j-3 Piper I'm making. Um, it's about 25 inches long and almost 36-inch wingspan, I think it is. Maybe 38, I forgot. But it's gonna be a 4-channel plane, brushless, and it's gonna have a 20 amp ESC with a 2840 kV motor with a 6x4 prop, and the battery is going to be a 2 cell, or I might just have a 7.4 nickel metal hydride battery. I'm using micro servos, and I put a somewhat good level of detail into it with an airfoil picture of the j-3 Piper with its lightning strike. The rudder is scale, elevators are scale. Even the dihedral, I put a dihedral in there since I am a beginner. I put one strut instead of two. I didn't see the sense of having two, maybe for more stability, but this is gonna be my first beginner plane. I just wanted to look good enough. This is the ailerons. The ailerons are both gonna have their separate servo. The servo is gonna be here between these two airfoil shapes. How could I say this? Well, they're both pieces of airfoil shaped foam, and they're gonna be dug in here, and the push rod is gonna come here to the control horn. I just bought parts of a hobbyking.com. Here's the receiver wire that comes out the back, and the ventilation air hole. There's air holes that you can see all the way. They go all the way back there. My motor mount is going to be made out of toothpicks and foam. You know how some motors have holes in the motor mount they come with? Well, I'm going to take toothpicks and run the toothpicks through those holes and rubber band them to the plane. So if you hit the ground, the rubber bands give or break, saving you your prop and your motor shaft. And also, this is a very, very weak foam that I have here for the motor mount. Very weak foam right here. So if that happens and it's a really big crash, this just, tears apart, and the rest of the plane's be fine except, probably this. Let me show you inside. Here's inside. The receiver's right there. Well, you can't really see it, but it's right there. 4-channel receiver. There's a Y connector for the ailerons, as you can see. One wire there, and one wire there. Those are for the ailerons. Aileron servos didn't come in yet. Just bought them from Hobby King. They're supposed to be coming within 45 days, but I ordered them about a week ago. So, and plus, it usually doesn't take that long. Usually about a week and a half. So, it probably has I probably have 5 to 6 days to go. The battery compartment's under here. Battery compartment. As you can see, elevator, fully functional elevators. I didn't bridge them yet. I'm gonna bridge them soon. Oh yeah, here's the elevator and rudder servos. There they are. Elevator and rudder servos, push rods and clevises, everything is coming in. Everything. So I'm just waiting for them to come in to complete the plane. And then after I take the motor and I put it on, I'm going to make the cowl for it. I'm going to finish the cowl with a curved piece of foam that comes all the way up to here to finish off the plane and increase the look. I'm not going to put anything at the bottom. I'm not going to put anything here because I need air to go in through here. Also, what else could I say about this plane? How I did the wings. The wings are very simple. The wings are 6 by about, let's see, 12 inches. Let's see, another 6. About 18, 20 inches long wings, and about 6 by 20, right? And what I did for the airfoil, I took my hobby knife and I cut slits, not all the way through, just small slits that progressively get bigger, right, until the middle two they're both even. Because these first three go up, and this one starts going down, and that's just one big surface going down till you hit the aileron. And if you cut slits and you bend them, it comes out as a perfect airfoil. And then you just put tape over it so it doesn't rip after the slits start to get old. You put clear tape over it like I did here. Clear tape. I use dowel rods to strengthen the rudder in the front and elevator here. I try to make the plane as symmetrical as possible. It's not done. It's pretty light. Yeah, it's just pretty light. Let me give you a walk around view. It looks just like the j-3 pipe you buy at Nitro Planes, except this one, it looks a little bit weird in some places, especially at the front, because of the somewhat scale of cockpit I made. Oh yeah, the wheels, the landing gears, I took them from the j-3 popper I bought from Nitro Planes. If you're thinking of buying a Nitro Plane j-3 piper, unless you're a really good flyer, but if you're buying a j-3 piper from Nitro Planes, chances are you're going to be a beginner. I recommend you not buying the j-3 piper as a beginner plane. They don't tell you that this is extremely nose heavy, and you have to give this some up trim. They don't tell you that. Many of you don't know what up trim is, but up trim is when the elevator is slightly trimmed up. So when you fly, just because it's nose heavy means that when it's like this, the trim equals it out so it flies straight. They didn't tell me this, and they also sent me one with a faulty receiver. And the receiver gave out mid-flight. I was flying for about 10-15 minutes, and my receiver started, my transmitter started to beep. They're telling me the battery's about to die soon. So I started making a big wide circle, going very slow. Not so slow until it stalls, but just going slow enough so it could land. And I was about to land. I was about 30, 40 feet up in the air, and I'm in a straightaway. I'm about to land on the sidewalk, and this receiver just blew out and just did a nosedive. And since it was nose heavy, it did that nosedive. If it wasn't nose heavy and like somewhat CG-like, if the receiver went out, it would just float down to the ground and hopefully land on the two landing gear that it had. But this one does not. It didn't. But the one I bought does not. So chances are you're gonna get a faulty receiver. Also, it's not that easy to repair. The carbon foam they have for it, it's good for repair if you have a hot glue gun. But if you're a beginner, you don't know this, so you just buy the plane. When it crashes, you think you use Elmer's glue or something, but no, you have to use hot glue. And I really recommend making your own. Then you can make little modifications to it for what you need. Like the j-3 pipes that you buy, they come out with ailerons not cut out, but they're the lines for you to cut out there, but they don't have any holes for you to put the servo. And the foam for the wing is really brittle, so if it rips, it rips all the way, and it's really hard to glue back because it's so thin. So then you can fit a certain amount of glue onto that small little surface. Also, homemade planes are better because they're just plain cheaper. They're just cheaper, You get foam from Dollar Tree, like I did, 2 sheets of foam for $2. You go to Hobby King, you get like a ESC for what, $6. A motor for what, $5. Servos, like 4 servos is about $5 also for 5. No, for 5 you probably like $7. Let's say a receiver probably around 20. You can make your own battery from a 9-volt battery with its own holster or something. 9-volt battery hooked up to the receiver straight into the power jack. And for radio or transmitter, you just buy the one that, buy the cheap ones, like the 2.4 megahertz receivers and transmitters and stuff like that. And just make sure you get the correct receiver for that transmitter so they communicate evenly. Or what you do is you buy a 2.4 receiver. Just make sure there's a little I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little gray box down there. That's not really a box. That's actually a chip, and you could change the chip. And this chip says 163 on it. On the other side, so it's 163, and 163 is basically the frequency it operates on to talk to the radio, which is also 163. So if they're both 2.4, the receiver is 2.4 and transmitter is 2.4. Just have the same key for it. Okay, they're called keys. Just have the same key for both, and then they both communicate without any interference. Because the ones that you buy from Nitroplanes all operate on 3 as the channel they operate on. So if someone else is in there and using an RC car, an RC plane, or RC boat that uses channel 3, their controls will get mixed with your controls, and your plane's going to start doing a whole bunch of funny stuff because they're actually controlling your plane and you're not. So it's better to buy your own parts and make your own plane, because this is actually tougher than the nitro plane that you get. Because first of all, instead of just one solid block of foam that could just break in one place and go all the way through, this is made out of ribs and plates of foam inside to reinforce it going down. So it can't be squished like the j-3 Piper. It can't be it can't snap in half because there's reinforcing foam everywhere, and hot glue uses to put this thing together and repair it, so it's very easy. Even though the only thing you can't really do is color the whole thing yellow unless you get yellow foam. What I did was just use white foam, just put the simple little decals on it. I actually like it white better. I actually like it white better than yellow. Yellow kind of yellow's not really my color, but that's just me. So that's what I have for you guys today. I'll upload another video when I get this thing completed, and hopefully a flight video with no crashes. Thanks guys, and please subscribe or leave a comment, and I will get back to you. And please like this video.